The massive truck was crawling along at a snail's pace, but the man driving behind it dared not attempt to pass. He knew the truck driver had a reputation for extreme road rage. Just 2 hours earlier, he had only passed the truck one time, and the trucker had nearly run him off the road. Now, the man had no alternative but to quietly endure the thick exhaust fumes. Luckily, there was a rest area approaching, and he planned to pull over and lay low for a while. But to his absolute shock, the semi-truck stopped right by the roadside and simply waited for him. Clearly, the driver was not going to let this little grudge go. The frightened man quickly decided to call the police, but before he could even finish dialing, the truck suddenly roared and charged straight at him. Before he could react, the truck struck again. Fortunately, the man managed to dodge both terrifying attacks. While the truck was attempting to turn around, he leaped into his car and sped away. He knew he couldn't win a head-on confrontation with that behemoth, so he came up with a desperate plan. He drove off the pavement and hid behind a large mound of dirt and tall grass. When he saw the terrifying truck zoom past his hiding spot, his heart finally began to settle. He made a strict decision to wait there for a full hour before getting back on the road. However, he soon drifted off to sleep. A loud horn blast woke him with a jolt. It was just a passing train. The man laughed nervously, thinking surely enough time had passed. There was no way the truck would come back. He cautiously got back on the highway. As he drove, he smiled, believing he had finally shaken the psychotic trucker. But the truck suddenly reappeared. There was no driver visible in the cabin, so the man initially thought it might just be parked. But just as he started to move toward it, the engine roared to life, and the truck aggressively blocked the entire road. This move completely pushed the man past his breaking point. He stormed out his car, ready to confront the driver face to face. To his horror, the truck suddenly began to move forward. When the man stopped, the truck also stopped. It was crystal clear the driver's sole purpose was to terrorize and torture him. Furious, the man got back into his car, ready to fight fire with fire. At that moment, the unseen truck driver made a gesture, waving him to drive forward. The man understood the challenge and floored the gas pedal. This time, he pushed his car past 120 miles per hour. Even though he stayed ahead, he simply could not shake the relentless semi-truck. Just as he started to panic, a police cruiser appeared up ahead. He thought he was finally safe. The truck, completely out of control, almost slammed directly into the police car. The gap between them slowly shrank. Then, a fork in the road appeared. The man turned without a second thought. It was a winding road that led steeply uphill. Maybe this was his only sliver of chance. As he predicted, the heavy truck instantly slowed down because of its enormous weight. The man finally let out a sigh of relief and smiled. But just then, his car started smoking and rapidly lost speed. Pure fear flooded his entire body. Still, he managed to reach the crest of the hill. On the treacherous way down, he cleverly shifted into neutral and coasted, gaining crucial speed from the momentum. But the truck came thundering downhill even faster. He barely made it to the flat road, only to find a solid guardrail completely blocking his path ahead. All hope evaporated. Staring at the truck, which looked like a monstrous predator bearing down on him, the man made an incredibly bold decision. He jammed the gas pedal down with a heavy suitcase. He planned to sacrifice his car to finally end this waking nightmare. As the two vehicles were seconds away from a catastrophic collision, he leaped out of the car. Perhaps the resulting flames and smoke blinded the driver, because the truck with the driver still inside flew off the cliff. It crashed violently into a pile of scrap metal far below. The man finally sat down by the roadside and took a deep, shaky breath of fresh air. If you ever encounter a truck like that, would you be scared stiff?